Hello, Brigadiers and Brigadettes and hockey fans alike. This is your captain speaking. Welcome to my channel. Now let's jump into some hockey content. Hello everybody, I'm going to start off by talking about the Rangers today, but before we started I just wanted to say thank you for getting me to 150 subscribers. I appreciate that so much. We have continued to grow so fast, almost 100 subscribers in a month. I hope we can continue to keep that going. And then I just wanted to say also, we're not going to be doing, you're probably thinking, good grief, he just put out, should the Vancouver Canucks hit the panic button? Are we going to have to deal with this for the next few weeks or something like that for every team that has a slow start? No, I just didn't know what to cover last night. I was very busy. It was my busiest day for classes I'm in college. For the people that are new, I'm in my junior year. And I also had to cover a basketball game last night for work. And I got back, had to do some assignments. And it was like 4 a.m. and I said, I don't even know what to talk about. And then I said, well, the New York Rangers are on a 4-game losing streak, so let's talk about it. So the Rangers currently sit in last place of the Mass Mutual East Division with a record of 1-4-1 in 6 games played, which gives them 3 points, which obviously is not a good thing. That's obviously not going to get them in the playoffs, but should they hit the panic button? Well, what do I even mean by saying hit the panic button? I basically just mean that in my viewpoint, this is an emergency situation where the season's on the line. So basically, panic button is it's now or never, boys. So while I don't think that the season is over for the Rangers just yet, another 4 games with the same results probably will seal their fate with a shortened division or a season like this. So could they turn things around? Yes, they could, but it's going to be hard. The Rangers obviously got put in this death division, as many people like to call it. And it's not doing them any favors, but to be honest, it's not doing anybody any favors. It's unfortunate, but at the end of the day, obviously, if they want to make the playoffs, they're going to have to play some really great teams. Sorry, I got to rub my eye real quick. Don't know how that'll sound in the audio. Anyway, the division is loaded with teams looking to go on deep playoff runs such as Washington, Philadelphia, Boston, New York, the Islanders, as well as some other teams that obviously look pretty good so far, or have the potential to be at least competitive. It's unfortunate for New York too because they're dealing with a lot of issues right now. And then the first thing that I wanted to talk about for an issue is the Tony DeAngelo issue, which is exactly what comes to mind when I think of issues the team's facing. Tony, who was 4th last season for points by a defenseman, also being 11th for power play points last season for a defenseman, is known to get his bread and butter offensively off the power play. He's known as an offensive defenseman. He provides a lot of offensive value. The problem is, he's in the doghouse big time with the Rangers as head coach David Quinn looks to put him on the second power play unit while Adam Fox will take the spot that was previously Tony's. On top of that, I'm not going to get into all the political stuff because, I've always said before on this channel that I don't care about politics. I believe something, you believe something, everybody believes something. It's not my job to get into that. But let's just talk about the things that are distracting. So, Tony gets a 2-game leave of absence from the team due to poor behavior on the ice for the first 2 games. While also potentially having a burner account to argue with fans on Twitter. And if you don't know what a burner account is, it's basically where somebody will have, it's them, like Tony DeAngelo, but he'll have it where it's not supposed to be him, so that way he can defend himself or argue with fans. And there's basically a rumor going around that seems to be somewhat true that he could be having a burner account arguing with fans on Twitter. Tony loves to argue on Twitter. Regardless of political points, it's just one of those things that if you go on his Twitter, it is just, I think he likes it more than hockey. So at this point, it's getting to where the Rangers have to make a decision of whether or not they want to deal with Tony's antics. To me, I wouldn't care what he did off the ice as long as it wasn't too crazy, but he needs to be more mature, a little bit less of a distraction for the team on and off the ice. Politics aside, the burner account, you don't really need it, and just some of the things that happen on the ice, it's probably going to have to get cleaned up a little bit. I would like to see him handle things better in the future and provide value for the team, while also not making news for things like the burner account gone wild. Another issue that they're dealing with is the team's just not scoring. And before I start off with this second point, there is a lot of issues with the Rangers right now. It's, a new season, and I could only cover so much, and these are just some things that I'm pointing out. There's plenty of other issues, and I'm not even saying that these are the end-all be-all for the Rangers, but there's definitely some things we should talk about. They're currently only scoring 2.5 goals per game, what in the world, which would have ranked 30th in the league last season. I know it's a team game, but right now, I look at 2 guys that absolutely have to start scoring now in order to give this team a spark. Those players are Mika Zibanejad and Capo Caco. which is one of my favorite players' names to say in the league. Mika is coming off 2 insanely productive seasons, and while it's a small sample size to start the season, Zibanejad has only got 2 points in 6 games played. Again, I know it's only 6 games played, and he's probably going to get it going soon. I mean, there's no way he doesn't, but it has got to get going like right now in order for the Rangers to make the playoffs, because they're not scoring goals. And I know that, again, it's a team game, but he is a key offensive piece of this team, and they've got to get things going. It's hard. It's not me being hard on him. I truly do believe in Mika, and I know he can be a superstar when his game is on, and I think it'll start clicking probably within the next few games. But now we have Capo on the other hand, and that's what scares me. He's only 6 games into his sophomore season, but he's already starting to worry me about whether or not he could ever live up to his potential. Another issue with Capo is while his offensive game isn't clicking, defensively he's not providing a lot of value. And he doesn't do things that need to be done that people do if maybe their game's not clicking, blocking shots, laying it, stuff like that. And I know a lot of people analytically will say that stuff doesn't provide a lot of value. But the thing is, he doesn't even do that. He's not a very physical player, which I get, but at the same time, the whole premise of him not being a physical player usually, even though he's probably not very good on defense, is that he's supposed to provide a lot of offensive value. And right now he's just not doing that. So I want to see Capo maybe block just a few more shots, lay a few more hits. I'm not saying go out there and be Dustin Byfuglien by any means or anything like that. But I just want to see him provide something right now because, again, this is not me saying, oh, I hate Capo Caco. I just want him to, for me to notice him and just be able to say, you know what, A for effort. There's a million things I could talk about for the Rangers, like I said, but, with Capo, he runs a risk of, for me at least, if this continues through the end of the year, I'm not going to label him a bust right away, but, going into year 3, I don't think the Rangers are going to be, filled with confidence that this is going to be one of their franchise pieces that they thought. So I just want to see him chip in, especially offensively. I'd love to see him get things going. I've been a big supporter of him. I don't want to have to call him a bust, so let's hope that he turns it around, he gets some scoring going. He's got 2 points in 6 games. I'm pretty sure those are both goals, so I just want him to get it going. But basically the breakdown of this is D'Angelo needs to be more mature on and off the ice, not go after people with his burner account. I'm not convinced that'll happen. And then Zibanejad and Caco will provide more offense. I'm definitely expecting Mika to provide that offense, as again, I will say I am worried that Capo may be on his way to being a bust. I don't know yet. But let's just say the Rangers lose 3 out of their next 4 games. I'll be smacking the panic button repeatedly for New York fans because time's running out. There's not a lot of time left with this shortened season to keep sliding. So another 4 or 5 games like this, and it really could be something where the panic button's going to have to be slapped with a sledgehammer. I don't know. You're going to have to drop something on it from the sky. But anyway, let me know what you think. If you're a Rangers fan or hockey fan in general, should the New York Rangers hit the panic button? Thank you so much for being here. Please like and subscribe. Subscribe if you haven't. I provide 3 videos minimum a week, and then once we get some more things rolling in and I could potentially make money off of this, I'll do more. Actually, this will be my 4th video this week, so if I do videos, if I have enough time, we'll do multiple videos a week, more than 3, about 4 or 5. But anyway, everybody stay safe, have a great day, and stay away from COVID. Goodbye, Brigadiers and Brigadettes, and hockey fans in general. This is your captain signing off. Have a great week.